Well, good evening and welcome to the Psychic Coffee Shop. I think I'm live. We're going to try it. I'm hoping we're live. Give it a few minutes, see if some people pop in. I don't know how long this one's going to be. Normally we go for about an hour, hour and a half. But that's with when Techie Joe's here, and tonight I'm going at it alone. I haven't done this in a while. Well, I just got notifications that we're live. Awesome. Do. Gotta love it. Sorry if that dinged in your ear. Um, but welcome to the Psychic Coffee Shop. As you know, I'm Aeson Knight, psychic podcaster, writer, all over the place. Techie Joe is not with us tonight. He's not feeling well. He had a very long day dealing with my mother, so he's asleep. And he's recovering. Hi, Jessica. How are you? Oh, God. Matter of fact, how are all of you? If you're in chat, go ahead and message and say how you are, and let me give you a shout out. It's been an interesting. We're going on now 7 months, 8 months. Of course, we're now moved into fall, so my garden's moved inside. I'm trying this new thing where I brought in my herbs. See, and I'll talk about that in a minute. I brought in my herbs, especially my rosemary, my sage, my basil, my thyme, because Lord knows I need more time. Parsley, I brought it in to see what she'll do. I'm also trying to winter my peppers, and we'll see how they're going. And then I also have a Tommy tomato plant that really got started late in the year, so we're going to see how he does that. Um, Yes, double flare-ups suck majorly. Susan? Has Shannon? Yeah, we've been burning it at both ends. Now, I burn at both ends. I mean, I am consistent. You guys know that I move my butt all the time. I'm always doing something. Joe isn't used to that speed, so sometimes he just crashes. And that's okay, because that's what happens with humans. We all crash and, can't get woke up, don't get woke up, whatever. So, what are you guys doing for the fall? Hmm? Um, we are going to be winterizing up for the house, closing up the garden over the next week, pulling in the air conditioners, putting in the heaters, getting that together. And then we're also going to start like doing small stuff around the house. It's just the house. Um, because I'm not hitting the road again for a while. Um, I don't think many of us touring psychics are going to be hitting the road for a while. So I'm bracing for just a long home winter. But also I'm looking at it's winter, so we can have more candles burning and more energy working and more different things going on. Um, Maybe some home crafts. We talked about that on Sunday's talk. That I'm going to probably be getting back into quilting. Oh, Shanna's planning a birthday parties and for Halloween. Oh yeah, Halloween's got to be great. Although I think this year I'll probably be the first year in about 20 that I've actually just not been in the middle of 500 people. So that'll be fun. Hi Mo, honey, how are you? Hmm. I'm really just gotten sick of the news here lately. I mean, and we're going to talk about a few stories that are just like, really? One of them being that America has now lost more people to coronavirus than Iceland. The whole population of Iceland. The whole two populations of the island of man. Gone. And they're People are talking about how good we're doing. No, we're not doing good. Mo can tell us we're not doing good. You know, Susan, a lot of people have been feeling like they're lost or they're trying to find their center, their new momentum because their momentum is different. That happens a lot of times when we go through a lot of growth and we go through a lot of change. We lose our momentum. We lose our ability to really stay focused. And that's why like journaling, highly important. Having a planner, especially in Blur's Day, very, very important. Earlier this week, I didn't realize how much we were losing track of stuff I don't track. Um, I.e., I ran across some headshots and I asked her, I said, did we send Mama Knight these headshots? Because, she gets a copy of all the headshots, all the news articles. She's a proud mama. She's got a whole wall full of me. Um, he says, I think we did. Well, maybe we did. I don't know if we did or not. I'll just send her the extras. It's just easier. Some really weird things is going on. It's like 330 elephants just suddenly collapsed and they don't know why. And I'm like, guys, wake up. We got wildfires all over the place. Not just in the west of USA. No, they're going on all across the world. I mean, at one time, the rainforest was burning. The rainforest was burning. Now, I'm going to tell you, looking at this winter, I'd prep up for some heavy snows. I don't go and like empty the Walmart or fill up your Amazon cart so much UPS just drives a truck into your yard so they can just unload to their porch. But I'd get some stock up, especially here in West Virginia, because we've been really lucky this year. We haven't had any really bad storms. We did have a fairly rainy year, but we really didn't have a really hard summer. A little wet of a summer. We've had a wet year, but I do feel like we're going to be looking at some really cold record temperatures. I really feel like we're going to be looking at some really bad weather storms. Well, let's see what Tara says about fall. Because I think we're going to have an early, if we have fall, it'll be it's already early, but I think it'll be a quick one. All right, guys. When looking at the fall and winter season, we pull the Ten of Cups, which is home and working on home. The Seven of Pentacles, which is to take in stock what you've built, where you've put it at. Where we're headed to is a time of Page of Pentacles, which is finding new ways to do something. Hi, MJ. And, our final outcome when we come into spring is the Four of Pentacles, which is taking stock of where we're at. So, looking at that as a forecaster winter, plan for a cold winter. Plan for a winter that you may not be leaving home, not because you don't want to, but because you can't. All right. But, when we lose our center or trying to find our balance again, a lot of that comes in whenever you start putting structure in your life. Start going with it. Yeah, I think I saw a friend post a picture of one of those willy worms. Solid black as coal honey, blacker than Vlad. So, yeah, it may be a bad winter. You guys, if you guys have comments or questions, go ahead and pop them into the thing, because that's what I'm basically going to do tonight, other than bouncing around through some news articles here and there, is reply back to them. Questions, they don't have to be psychic questions. They can just be commentary questions. Go ahead, throw those in. You guys remember conversations with Aeson, God, a decade ago. That's what we used to do. So I'm going to take those on. And, if anybody wants to, has a big question or comment to look at things, or how do you handle this, Aeson, I'd love to take those on too. Um, Granted, if it's a psychic reading question, please put your birth date in there so that we make the lawyers happy. Because Lord knows we don't need to feed them. It's worse than trying to feed a Saint Bernard. Y'all hear that our health department here in Fayette County had to shut down? Just because of testing and sickness, and they recently reopened Tamarack after it was closed over Memorial Day weekend. Looks like that Trump isn't going to respect the wonderful BIG's thing. Ooh. Okay, Jessica. So Jessica has a question. She says she wants to know about her finances. Will they be getting any better? Her birth date is 6/14/89. The health department, the actual health department, had to shut down, Jessica, because a number of their staff members were showing symptoms. The health department, the people that are preaching wear masks, wear your gloves, supposed to be doing safety, doing all the testing, yeah, they shut down. All right, so let's take Jessica's financial question. Where's her money headed? Well, Jessica, honey, I'm going to tell you, and you may not like it, but you've got a lot of things weighing on your money. You tend to carry a lot of things on it, trying to make doing a lot without a little. The Emperor says you need to get control on it. And when I'm saying control, budgeting, handling it together. Headed forward, it shows the Page of Cups, so you've got a new adventure coming with your money, so you may have a new opportunity. And then the final outcome is the Nine of Cups. This allows you to maybe even start when we know that you're another advisor. So you may be doing more advice work to make more money, but it does show an increase of advice work. And then I went ahead and pulled a clarificator, and it's the Magician. So you have it in your hands to do what you want with your money in making it get better, but you have to get real with it. All right. Yeah, she's talking about and the health department does a lot of things. They do STD testing. They do planned parenting and early prenatal testing. They do our vaccinations, which, by the way, everyone get their flu shot. Yes. Emily, hello, darling. All right. Is there a way to put that you can know the zodiac sign you are most compatible with within daily? I see a lot of websites do this. MG, you're compatible, and here's the problem with the whole viewpoint of who you're compatible with and who you're not compatible with, according to the sun charts. You're compatible with most anybody. Now, there are classical, these are compatible people, and then there are people that are not compatible, but those don't change daily. Those are normally the same. But the whole problem with that whole theory is, MG, is that some people act like one sign, but they're actually another. And so I think it's a gimmick. I really do. I think that, here's an example, and I make comments all the time. I can't be around a Scorpio man. He will make me write bad checks. There are some Scorpios, for me, Scorpio people, there are some I get along with really good. There are others that's like, I ain't gonna deal with it. So is there a way of doing it not daily? I mean, there's like this list of, this one goes with this one. but it's going to be case by case, because it's more so what their moon sign is, what they are internally, how they express their emotions, on how you can get along with them. Because I'm Aries, so I'm supposed to be able to get along with wonderful with Virgos and wonderful with this sign, wonderful and there. So it's like, nope, I ain't putting up with her. See ya, you going down that road, honey. Um, so again, I think that's a website gimmick to get content and to get people come looking at their site. All right. So Susan, whose birthday is 10/1/77. Yep, it is Libra season, baby. That's where you have to find your balance. Let me look and see. She wants to know, do you see a new relationship for me coming soon? I think there is, but I think you're still trying to figure out what you want. Because when we look at the spread, we have the Three of Wands here, which tells me that you're trying to figure out which direction to go, who you should take on, what you want out of a man, because what you've been getting ain't the type you want. The Four of Cups says not to rush it, to take your time, get relaxed with it. Then the Seven of Cups is talking about where you want to be. Do you want to marry him, or do you just like them? Do you want to be around them, or what? You got to figure out your goals with them. And then the final outcome card is the Eight of Pentacles. So this reminds you, don't get nitpicky. If you like dark-haired men, but he's got short dark hair and you prefer long dark hair, or he's got long dark hair and you don't like long dark hair, that's getting nitpicky. Take it on by the person. Okay, Susan. So yeah, you'll have a new relationship. I'd say about 3 months. Enjoy this time and season of the Libra balance, and get yourself comfortable there. Oh, hi, Emily again. Aeson, you called it, by the way. Mott's school is completely shut down due to 3 staff testing positively. He is completely virtual and virtual schooling only now as of Monday. Good. Sorry. Well, Mott's a little important, meaning he's little, highly important to me, and he doesn't need to be in school. There is nothing you can't teach him at home, honey, including science at that age. And I think that we, in general, need to really be looking at how we're doing some things. I mean, we've been given technology that allow us to do wonderful things, but we use it for bullcrap. We have computers and internet in our homes that are more faster than most corporate offices. We take and truck our children off to what I call kiddie prisons. Because I'm telling you, you look at a penitentiary and you look at the new modern schools and you see the same, because they don't have many windows, there's no style to them, the architecture to them. And you got to look at it and go, what are we doing? No wonder we have such ADHD and problems like that. It's because kids are bored to death because they don't do the 8 hours, 5 days a week situation. We don't do that in our normal lives. Very few people have an 8 hour a week, 8 hour a day, 5 day a week, Monday through Friday job anymore. Oh, I like his comment. I told him about the news, and he said, luck is going my way. That wishing fountain really does work. Cool. So he gets it. And I hope that, while you got him home and you're teaching him, that you teach him some art, you teach him some computers, you teach him about streaming, you teach him about videoing, you teach him about, all these things that are left out of our curriculum. Get him a schedule, sit down, make him out a little schedule of, the tasks he needs to do. But, and if I had children now, little children, not big children, because I always have big children, because I collect them, but little children, that were school age, Their schoolwork probably takes about 3 hours from what I've looked at. Then I would teach them real stuff, like how to bake, how to cook. Do you know how many boys don't know how to wash clothes? I'm like, oh goodness. Um, and then how to, use the computer. Highly important. I mean, because look at it. Look at our time span. I got my first computer in '87. Um, and had a showdown with my father on the computer I wanted in, around 1990. I had a showdown with him. Biggest fight I ever had was bringing a computer in the house because my computer I had was at my grandmother's. So when I wanted to bring my computer home, oh, that was a fight and a half. But by the time he's our age, my God, he'll be wearing his computer. It'll be probably this big, and he'll just be touching up in air, which they've already got that. They've already got the projectable keyboards. Yep. Uh, so some things that Emily's doing is she showed him how to set up a canopy tent. Sharon says her oldest gets her work done in the mornings and is done by noon. That is probably more of the model we're looking at. Hey, Mo, can I have a birthday? So, most of us would ask me if I would mind pulling a card for a general direction. Okay. So I'm just going to pop on here. Most good. So Mo, I actually went ahead and pulled 3, not just 1. The 5 of Cups, which shows that you're looking at things oh, thank you. Mo's birthday is July 1982. The 5 of Cups here says you're looking at things that you've lost. Maybe they haven't worked out, but you're forgetting what you have. Currently, in your current position, we have the 7 of Wands, which is a lot of opportunities that are getting you to the new gate. So you got to get through things to pull them together. And your final outcome is, of course, the Magician. And one more is a clarifier, but the Magician. Now, this one is the one to pay attention to because this reminds you have everything you need to do. So I feel like you're looking at some new tasks, new challenges. It has a lot of opportunities behind them. You got to remember, you have the Magician. You are the Magician. You can make things happen. You also have the ability to be a lot more flexible, and you have the creativity with you. And then, what I call the clarifier is the 6 of Cups here, which reminds you to keep it simple and make it fun. And make it enjoyable for you, make it enjoyable for yourself, but don't get overcomplicated and overcritical. Remember the innocence behind it. Right. All right. So let's catch up with commenting. I hope that kind of hit with you, Mo. Emily is commenting back that they finish up in the mornings too. Had lunch in the afternoon, spent doing projects. Shannon says also that, yep, she uses the extra time to relax, cook. I ordered her a anime cookbook for Christmas, and she's cooking and trying out so many recipes. And that's a good thing, too. I was learning, teaching them cook. Jennifer, honey, I need a birthday. And I'll be happy to pull cards for you. Yeah, Jennifer, I am pulling cards. We are having commentary. I'm kind of flying alone tonight and talking about things and, doing mini readings, as I call them. It's 3 to 5 cards wherever I feel like the deck wants to stop for you. right. So Jennifer says, "Can you pull one for me about me also?" If that's what you're doing, I just got here, and then she comes back and says, "Okay, my question is about an apartment I've been waiting to get into for a while. Her birthday is 5/24, 1987. Lawyers. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. All right. Looking at this whole situation in general, and then I'll dial it in. Oh, but it is. It can be. There can be. You can read the cards and see the timing. Um, so first we have the Chariot. You're going to have you're trying to overcome this issue. I think the apartment is going to be a challenge. You need to act like you've got a lot more. Um, you have to understand this card. The Chariot in itself is Cleopatra being rode through Rome on the chariot of Julius Caesar. She rolled through Rome, and everyone thought she was the goddess Diana. So you got to act like a goddess with this and be like, I ain't settling for anything that I don't want. Now, when we come to timing, we're looking at about another month. We have the Four of Pentacles here. And you need to kind of start cleaning up and cleaning out and getting yourself ready for it. Also, with this Four of Pentacles showing up, it's showing that you're going to have the money that you need for the apartment. They're just going to make the way, and I think that you're looking at about a month or 4 weeks when we come to timing. And then we have the Six of Swords, which is you moving. As you see, she's moving down the river. She's got all her beautiful wares there, and it's like, But as you notice, she isn't carrying any bags, anything like that. She isn't taking things she isn't needing into this apartment, and that needs to be your goal. And your final outcome and clarifier is the Strength card. So yeah, you're going to have to patiently wait. You may have to do some mental gymnastics, like call them and find find out, what's going on, where you're on the list, and that type of thing. But it will occur. You brought up a good point about time, and I get dinged for this all the time because I'm like, the tarot will give you time. When I look at time, for me, it's a scale. How quick is it coming to me, or how far away does it feel from me? Because when I'm using the clairvoyant side of me, I get to watch your life on very much a fast forward. And if we're looking for an event to happen, it could, if you've got a very slow life, the event's going to come fast. But if you're going through a time of change, like you're going through a move, you've got money things coming up, you've got work situations, you got to deal with this person and that person and that person. It all, so it'll feel different. When you look at the tarot, if you look at pentacles, they're diamonds. So in cartonomy, diamonds always means weeks. Wands means days. Wands carried over from cartonomy into cartonomy are clubs. Cups means hearts. So you pull that and you look at that when you do your spreads. And, when you're looking for a time period, is there more wands there? Is there a wand that fits a specific point? Because some readings have a timing card, or you can dedicate a timing card space in your spread. If you're doing the big layout spreads, I don't do them live on cam. I'll do them in person for you in class. But for me, it's like, okay, where does the timing feel right? And, for you, it was your second card. So yeah, timing can be it's not going to be precise. It's not going to say that on October 13th at 4:45 p.m., they're going to call you and ask you to write a deposit check and come get your keys. It doesn't work that way. But it will give you a range of that. Yeah, within 4 weeks, you'll have your apartment you've been waiting on. Does that make sense, guys? And I'd love to catch Jessica's response on that, on how she does timing. Karen says, thank you so much and that it totally resonated with her. Good. I don't know. It just seems like there's a lot of bureaucracy with renting apartments anymore. So I'm so glad I'm a homeowner. Before you go, you meet the landlord, you hand them cash, they hand you a lease, you sign it. Now it's like you got to fill out this and fill out that, and they got to run this background and that background and have your fingerprint. Jessica listens to our guides. Very cool. Now, Jessica, do you read direct tarot or do you still read oracle? Because I do both. Oh, she can hear numbers. I wish David would learn numbers. I really wish he would. Now, he can learn phone numbers. He can learn, how to throw crap back in my face. Like, told you it'd be 3 weeks. But no, when he's reading the chart, he's like, there ain't time here. What does she think she done? She just made a to-do list, not a schedule. Jessica does more oracles. Cool. And intuitive. Very much so. Okay, cool. Susan says, why can't I let go of the man that is in my life? I have tried to let go of him. Any advice on that? Yeah, burning stuff. Running him off. And I know that's hard. But there are some men, honey, they are just drugs. And I see this all the time in relationships. Heck, I've been in one. My first husband was one. Dear gods, didn't like him one day, didn't like him in a month. Still, it's like, oh, we just go on. And it took me like 3 years to get over him, and that's after he moved out. But part of that is looking at what are you getting out of this relationship? What are you getting you know, out of this connection? Because there's got to be something there. It's either a caregiving need, or it is an attention need. Like, I need to, I'm used to so many bad freaking relationships. This is what I deserve. So that ties into self worth. Or it's that need of um, just needing to have a man there. Honey, if that's the problem, if you just need a man, getting a man is real easy. You get in your car, you drive to the local animal shelter, you find the biggest male dog you can have because it's a pheromone issue, and you get one. You get a St. Bernard, you get a Border Collie, you get a Lab, you get whatever's cute and fuzzy. If that's what you need is companionship, then you get a dog, honey, not a man. All right. So I hope that helps. And yeah, Bernie's stuff. You don't want his stuff around. My last ex-husband, honey, we tore out the house. I threw out bags of stuff. I even called the trash company for them to come over for a special load. Jessica thought me telling her to burn his stuff funny. No, I'm not. We leave traces of people in our lives. And it's like, ew, do I want that energy still with me? Jennifer comes in with, I always heard that tarot isn't good with timing, but I have seen references to what you were talking about with the Suchi cards, and there is a lot of references out there. What's bad and what's hard is people don't want to study that and go, okay, let's test this out. Maybe for me, it's one thing. For you, it's another. It's the same thing. Like, for me, a close friend can look and go, hey, bitch, what are you up to? And I'll go, nothing, honey. What are you doing? Others won't get it. Others will go, oh my God, can you believe he actually called him that? And it's like, we got resonance there. Susan says it keeps pulling you back in. No, honey, you keep walking back in. If he is messaging, texting, calling, communicating, unless he's showing up at your house and you haven't like hit him over the head with a frying pan when he got up to the door, then he ain't pulling you back in. He's talking you back in. You're walking back in because you've left the door open. That'd be like giving your ex-husband a key to the house. We have this lovely feature called block. Most people get it confused. Block them. If you don't want to hear from them again, block them. If they're driving you crazy, and I get calls all the time. Why did he block me? Why is he blocking me? It's easy. He's trying to shut a door so that he can think. In the old days, we'd just go into the bedroom, slam the door. You didn't come bother us unless you were, a real spicy one and you wanted to keep the argument going. Then you go to the bathroom and shut the door. Nowadays, you just block, mute, turn off notifications, turn off the device. So it's modern day door slamming. And sometimes they need to do that. I personally, the relationship I'm in now, don't have time for that. We barely even fight. But, I have had them knock down, drag out, lock them out. One old man I pulled a gun on and said, my grandmother put 13 men in the yard. I'll have no problem putting you in the yard. He didn't last long. He left. But no, relationships are about growth. And when you're done with the lesson, move forward. Wands for the day. See, I don't go for years. Tarot gets fuzzy after about 6 months to a year. So, cups/hearts are days. Pentacles are weeks. Wands are months for me. Major Arcana is yesterday. And swords are normally hours. Because if you look at them, they look like hour hands. Jessica's talking about a guy that blocked her. Yeah, he needed a breath. Mo loves the ignore feature. I use it responsibly. I also have started doing something because, I'm a night shifter. People apparently in businesses haven't made notice to this, so they will call Aeson at 9:30 in the morning. They will go to my voicemail. Back in the 80s, we had this lovely thing called an answering machine. Then, of course, someone had to go get techie and put it into every device around. Let it go to an answering machine. Sometimes it's good to let boyfriends go to an answering machine, especially if you're in the middle of a really good movie or something. Here's why. Is it because it shows them that, no, I choose to have you with me. I choose to have you in my life. You're not attached to me. Don't sew me to my shelf. And realize, guys, you choose who you share your space with. If you don't like them, I promise you, you can move on. You can buy new ones. There are a lot that need it on the market. Okay? There's a lot of them that, I'd say the employment, right now the economy is supposedly down, but I see a lot of help wanted signs. And I was watching someone that I'm going into deeper in their content before I talk about them. But we hear all the time that, there's no jobs, there's no economy. Yes, there is. But there's a lot of job applications for people to be in our lives. I mean, we get Facebook requests, IG requests, Twitter followers, this, that, that. You got to realize who your employees of your life play is and who is just there collecting the paycheck. And sometimes you have to trim them. Susan, then I would suggest, honey, shutting some doors and taking some time away. Hi, Kathy. How are you, darling? we're just shooting crap tonight. Talking. Doing a lot of talking, a lot of Aesonisms. Relationships aren't microwavable. If they were, everyone would have one. Everyone don't need one, because you need them to be additions, not takeovers. And it's fine to shut the door on somebody and go, you know what? You need a break, or I need a break from you. We do that all the time. Joe goes and does his day. I'll sit here and go to sleep. Oh, well, congratulations on keeping 2 lives in this world. But it's what is the highest quality of organic crap? Emily, honey, you're going to have to give me some feed in on that one. I see a lot of things, honey. Some things I don't care to see. So yeah, Kathy, I see it, but it's like, oh, we're just talking crap in here. Yeah, I'm just shooting the shit with you guys. I don't get to do that a lot of times. A lot of times I'm trying to push out news articles and tack over to this and get ready to tack onto that. But no, I'm going to start doing at least one show a month, maybe, of listeners just coming in, and we just shoot the crap and give advice and sip a little coffee and spill a little tea. Just different things. Like, I think every human being on the planet above age 10 needs a planner. To sit down and have a page that says, okay, what am I putting into my life today? What am I putting into my body today? Because literally, earlier this week, I told Joe, I ain't watching the news. I can't deal with the news. I ain't dealing with it at all. You can tell me and share with me what you want, but I can't do it today because I just can't put up the crap. And I'm sorry, our news media, I am not a Fox News fan. I couldn't deal with it. It was ridiculous. I mean, the poor woman's body wasn't even cold, and they were looking for her replacement. And I'm like, this is the corporate America population. Because, we have employers, honey, your body won't even be cold when they get the call from your family that, you've crossed on, and they'll be putting out a seeking job application. Yeah, I'm talking about the judge. I'm talking about America in general. Or it's just, no, I can't do it. Emily says she needs to go out and get her a planner. Yes, Emily, you do need a planner. I actually recommend a happy planner because with a happy planner, you can change it up. Like if I don't need weeklies, I take the weeklies out. If I don't need dailies, if I need dailies, I put the dailies in. But I love that, having 3 things that I'm doing that day and just focusing on those 3 things. Like right now, we're working on October's issue of Under the Table and Dreaming, and that's one of my top priorities today, and that's what I'm going to work on, or the show, or whatever. I really like the Happer Planner because it also gives me a way to create, and it's flexible. Now, granted, I now have 2. I now have a purse planner. See? Your destiny is in your hands. I love this card. I love the cover, but I bought a purse planner. By the way, I wanted your input. Do y'all want to see like what's in my purse? I've had videos like that. I've seen videos like that. I was just wondering because Some of you guys like my makeup videos, which one will be coming up. And then I have my desk planner that runs everything else. Like the only thing in my purse planner is my personal appointments and all. This is my desk planner. It's broke down by days. It's broke down by companies, all that. Oh, MG said, hell yeah. Yes. Okay. So, yes. All right. So, I will add that to my video ideas list and put that out. Of course, Patreon gets it first, and then it trickles down to YouTube and Facebook, and that'll be. Yes, Jennifer, you can ask another question about anything. So, yeah, I will add that to my video list of videos to do. Is what's in Aeson's purse? Oh, Epsi. Yep, it's on the filming. It's in the filming box. There's the Ipsy. We got to go through our monthly Ipsy subscription. Love that idea. God, Amy, you need your shit together constantly. Ooh. Huh. I'll have to look at that. I've not opened mine yet. I don't open it until I do the video. It's called rotating schedule. If you are a night shift night owl, then that's easy. You have to be at work at 9 a.m. You get off at 5 p.m. So let's translate this. So at 7 p.m., you lay down for your nap, your siesta. You sleep the amount of sleep you need. You get up, you go to work. Okay, so I'm waiting for a natal chart question about my natal chart readings. And Jessica, you ain't being rude here, honey. Definitely ask another question. But no, you got to rotate your sleep, and some tips for that is realize that you have 24 hours in a day. If you are used to being up at 3 in the morning, by golly, sleep in the afternoon, sleep in the evenings. Jennifer, your natal chart readings, just like the basic cookbook type, uh, 8 to 5, again, your bedtime 7 p.m. You get up at 2 a.m. MG. You just rotate your sleep, or you go, it take about a week and just adjust it. Go to bed an hour. Go to bed an hour earlier than you normally would. Just like when you have to go and take care of day crap. My natal charts, they are not just basic cookbook charts. They do come with, Mars is in Gemini in the 8th house, and this is what it means to you compared to your other things. Yeah, so every one of them is different. None of them have the same information because of the calculations, because it breaks it down to every little piece of it. And my full natal chart readings are about 150 pages to 200. That's why they cost so much. Okay, so Shannon says she sleeps from 6 a.m. and wakes up at 2 p.m. I go to sleep about 8 in the morning, and I get up about 2 p.m. too. Yeah, but see, here's the thing with the computer generated ones. That's basic calculations. That doesn't tell you jack about anything else. I've seen those, and they're like 5 pages. Not my style. Yeah. Amy says that she goes to sleep about 3:30 in the morning, which I think will go later because she'll probably end up start writing here soon. And gets up at 8:30 in the morning. Yeah, that's about average. I average about 4 to 5 hours of sleep in a full day, but I maybe sleep like 4 hours here, 2 hours here, 1 hour here. It is hard, Jessica. Being a single parent is terribly hard. Yep, Mercury's getting ready to go into retrograde. That means everything gonna get crazy. Guaranteed it's gonna get crazy. But being a single parent is hard. You have to be really organized, Jessica, to be a single parent and a business owner. So don't forget you're a business owner. So that means that your calendar must look like it has been smattered with crayons and everything else. Mm-hmm. Shannon gives a great recommendation. She doesn't do naps. She does, however, started letting her self sleep in until later. Amy asks, what does Mercury going into retrograde actually mean? So, Amy, if you go outside and you look up in the sky and you have a telescope, you can see the planet Mercury. And when looking at it from the Earth, it allows yourself to, it'll appear to go backwards in the sky. So that means it's retrograded. And then that starts affecting things because the scientific astrological theory is Mercury in itself filters a level of energy or gravitational pull on the Earth. Well, think about it. If something's always pulling left, and then you change it and it pulls right, it changes how it's going to move something. So when Mercury goes into retrograde, it starts affecting things differently. That gravitational pull is differently. So you got to just sit back, relax it, and allow it to move forward. Okay. So does that make sense, Amy? Oh, Kim is having a lot of veil transmissions or channeling information. That's awesome. Yeah, it's going to hit hard this year. All right, so Jennifer has 6 planets in retrograde, so you have 6 different energy forms than what is normally going on. So either one of 3 things has occurred in your life. You've had a really hard life. You've had a lot of things go wrong, a lot of things go different, or you have been really, really hard put, and you will have different ways of doing things than other people are. Mars in retrograde means you're not a fighter, you're a lover. Pluto in retrograde means that you want to see it on paper, like right here on page 5. You've got that type of memory. You don't really like things hidden from you. Yeah. And Emily brings up that retrograde, that her mom was a teacher, and she saw firsthand all kids going crazy on full moons and retrogrades. Yep, definitely. Best way to learn retrogrades is to go look at an emergency room. Same thing with full moons, and I'm seeing it even with new moons right now, and I don't know why, but the energy goes wonky, and it's a different vibration. Guys, they're available on the site. You have to go to store and then astrology. Hi, Brenda. No, Joe's a bit asleep. He's had a really rough day, and I'm like, you're going to bed. We'll do it tomorrow. And I'm like, no, I want to go sit and talk. So I decided I'd go ahead and come in and talk with you guys and go ahead and do the show and give him the week off on that one. But yeah, you can order the astrology charts. I will see if I can just directly locate it for you. Yeah, it's really weird after you have worked so much on a website that it's like, copy. There you go, that. He needed it. All right, this is going out all the way. There you are. Don't know which sites it went to, but I'm sure it popped out. There's a link to the store if you want to look at the astrology charts. Again, they are thick. They also come with the year of predictive astrology included. That looks at, what's this retrograde going to do for you when this planet moves into your chart? What's it going to do? It ties it in. And I'm glad that Emily brings this up. She says that she tried making chicken broth from scratch. It's easy to make chicken broth. It's easy to make beef broth. It's easy to make vegetable broth. And for ages, we were spending a ton of money on broths, smoothie soups, and everything else. Started looking into it, and all it is just scraps. I'm like, it's scraps? Like, chicken broth is just all your scraps of chicken and throw an onion in it, your scraps of onion and whatever, throw it in a pot, put water on it, and just cook it down. Beef broth, same way. You got scrap leftover beef and leftover onions and potatoes and all that. Throw it in a pot and cook it down. Vegetables, same way. And then you freeze it. We put it in the half-gallon freezer bags inside one of our Tupperware containers. Fill it up, stick it in the refrigerator freezer, pull it out, pop it out of the thing, and freeze the next one. And we've always done that, and we've cut down. So think about it. You are effectively spending $2.57 for 4 cups of beef broth. You are throwing away probably enough stuff in 2 weeks to make that 4 times. So yeah, I love financially making the broth, money-wise. Jennifer says she definitely feels like she's different from most people, and she's had a pretty hard life. I would love to get an astrology reading more than a tarot, actually. I've been teaching myself astrology for several years. One of our Patreons, one of my great friends, she's been an astrologer for 30 years, honey, and she's still learning new things. Used to keep a freezer bag that mushroom stems, celery leaves, etc. got thrown into until I was ready to make super broth. Very cool, Brenda. I've started that. With the garden, we have a soup bits thing. That's exactly what it's going for. And also watch when if you're going to a grocery store, watch their deli department. Because they're pre-made like chicken. Whole chickens will go on sale. They'll be getting rid of them for the day. That makes lovely chicken salad for like $3.76. Chicken you can just pitch off to go into casseroles. Then you take the bones, throw them in your soup bag, and throw that out, in your freezer, and then you'll have your soup broth too. So for $3.26, we used to make like 4 different meals. And actually that's kind of weird because what I've been getting into is it's called dining on a dime. It's this whole this mother-daughter team who used to live on $500 a month, and they're telling their story now. But some of the stuff they're coming up with, I'm like, oh, I know that. Well, I know that. Well, I used to do that, but it takes time. But I used to do that when I had time. It's like we don't buy mayonnaise anymore. We make it at home. It's quicker and easier and a whole lot cheaper. Because I'm a big fan of Duke's mayonnaise. And we make it at home. Little egg, little vinegars, some paprika, that immersion blender of Joe's. Boom. I've got a pint of mayonnaise for like 42 cents compared to $3.97. Yes, I love my Instapot. I live on an Instapot and a slow cooker. Really? I didn't know you could freeze biscuits. I knew the potato cakes thing, but I need a potato cake recipe, Brenda. Like, what all goes in your potato cakes? It's like I'm looking for a recipe, for salmon patties. Now, the salmon patties I want are crunchy on the outside and moist in the inside. I remember having them as a child, can't find the recipe anywhere in any of her notebooks. So if you got a salmon patty recipe, I'd love that one too. Astrology is a full science. They actually used to teach it as a 4-year degree. Oh, before doctors had to become scientists and, we stopped believing in gravitational pulls because that was woo-woo. Yeah, astrology is an intense subject. I teach a 101 class that you'd probably drift right through and go, but I've been studying it. I've got books on it. I dig into it very deeply. Cool. I will try that, Brenda, because it's just the three. Well, it's three of us eating biscuits. Because the invisible assistant will eat biscuits. It can have biscuits, but some of my recipes are like for 50 biscuits, and I'm like, that's a little much. Hmm. Tell him that he'll save money and you'd have more time on the house to help build it with an Instapot. They're only $79 right now. Yeah, they're on sale at Kroger actually for $79. Now we paid $120 for ours. But don't get the duo, just get an Instapot. But dinner's done in 5 minutes. You wake up, I'll wake up from my nap, walk in, throw frozen chicken and whatever else goes in there, slap that lid on, hit that button, and we're done. I also make my oatmeal in that 4 minutes. I'm done. I don't have to sit there and stir it. That's interesting. Brenda says that she would put sausage gravy um, in portions in freezer bags, freeze them flat, throw them in boiling water to heat them, have biscuits and gravy in the morning. That's a really good idea because I've done pancakes that way, French toast that way. A lot of people don't get that. Jennifer says most people she knows think she's a little weird, I think, or just don't know how to take me because, like, I'm speaking a foreign language when I start talking about tarot or astrology. It is its own language system. Um, that's the important thing to remember. It's its own science, both tarot, astrology, numerology. They're all their own system. Yeah, it's a really great idea to bulk cook. And making bread, I can't wait to make bread. A little bit cooler so that I can stand the oven heat. But yeah, we'll be making bread. And I'm looking into trying to figure out how to make it in the summer. Because if we could get past that oven cooking temperature, we'd have homemade bread all the time. But I'm thinking about learning, taking it one day a week. Like Sundays is my kitchen prep time. And just making out a list of everything and prep up everything to make my evenings much easier. But and this is something that homeschooling I hope will do. If you're homeschooling, teach home economics, please. I don't know why our schools got rid of them. And when I say home economics, I mean cooking, cleaning, because otherwise, when they get out on their own, they're going to call you, hey, mom, how do I do laundry? Hey, mom, why does the floor feel crusty? Hey, and this is my pet peeve. Hey, mom, why is the sheets like standing on their own and all stiff? Did you starch them? No, you need to change them. Still don't like to do ironing though. That was one thing I would howl them out. When I do, I send it to Mom and I. She loves to iron. I don't know about the outdoor baking oven yet. That's a possibility of building one, but I've got to finish my renovations first, which I can't do those until the construction company leaves our neighborhood, which is a total freaking mess, but that sounds kind of cool. Yes. MG asks, what about cutting your hair according to the moon? Does that work to make your hair grow? Yes, it does help make your hair grow. And I would recommend cutting your hair, look it up. Don't quote Aeson on it, but I think it's you cut the hair on the full moon if you want it to grow, and the darker the moon if you want it to stop growing. All right, so Emily, 1 of 82 says, my mom and I are trying to figure out how to best do winter holiday seasons. Any advice? We're trying the easiest path of least resistance with the extended family. And I want to include there, I would probably say the safest. The safest would be before it gets really cold, because she has that beautiful deck, is to do, if you're going to do it, do one holiday party. The Marapi Thanksgiving us and just have them all come in that way. The other way is to table it for a summer potluck. Let everyone do their winter holidays at home on their own, in their own little pods, and then have everyone come for a summer potluck when it's over. That's my plan. I plan on having 2 very large gatherings. One will be my summer family holiday, and then one will be my public pagan cookout, because Lord knows we didn't get to do festivals this year because pagans apparently listen to science. So we will have one large potluck gathering, pagan witching cooking, day is the plan. That's what I'm doing. The reason for that is I think the winter is not going to be a good time to travel. I think that, Europe is already seeing a second surge, which means we're on to a third surge. I mean, places that had it eradicated, it's popping back up. So I would shoot for a family Marapi Thanksgiving cookout in the middle of August. And literally, and we do this with Jared's family because it's such a big thing. His family's so large. I mean, he has 5 siblings, which are all a blessing. I really like them all. And then, of course, they've all got their own individual families. So normally, somewhere between October 31st and January 1st, we will have one cookout. What I plan on potlucking, what I plan on doing next year is to do that. But the kids will get Easter baskets and Halloween bags and Christmas presents. And of course, there'll be turkey that I'm thinking about throwing on the grill. All that on one day. Done. You're done with your big family celebration. You take the stress out of it because you're only cooking for 1, not 5. Because think about it. If you have the extended family and you're doing traditional holidays, you've got Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's Day, Easter, and then if you're really patriotic, you got 4th of July. So that's 5 holidays there. You got to host these big things. I think this is a wonderful idea. I love that. I believe him or his sister came up with it. They do one holiday. They cover Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. Done. So we're going to be doing it outdoors when it's warm in the summer, and we'll cover all 5 holidays. We'll even get fireworks. This way, if you miss birthdays or you're used to having big birthdays, Um, boom. You know, you can even have a big birthday cake, just happy birthday everybody, and just have a gift exchange with birthday presents too. And it gives time for the kids to go out and play. Because I swear, I even have this problem with adults. I normally have to threaten about 5 people. Come in my kitchen, I will cook you or run you over. Um, and it would be a lot less work for her, Emily. I mean, let's put it out there. Jennifer, honey, I need your birth date again. I'm sorry, it's back here, I'm sure. But yeah, I'll pull cards for you on your relationship. But no, my game plan is to keep the holidays, the Thanksgiving, the Christmas, the New Year's Eve, really small this year, very minimalist, so very much my inner pod, and that's it. Um, I'm not traveling for those holidays. Exactly, Emily. I mean, it's a nightmare. I used to spend 2 weeks getting ready for Thanksgiving. And granted, we used to do Thanksgiving for 70 people. 2 weeks getting ready for Thanksgiving, and then I'd be up for 48 hours between cooking. And of course, my family being my family, we can't use paper plates, cups, and spoons, and then clean it, and then clean it again. All right, Jennifer. All right, so we're going to do a general reading. I don't normally do these this often, so Jennifer, you have to realize this is going to be really general. But her birthday is 5/24/84. Okay. So looking at your relationship, I think the strong point is you have a lot of communication with the Nine of Cups going on here. You need to feel like you're listening or being listened to. Right now, I think that you guys are having to figure out your balance, your temperance, where things are hot, where things are cool, and it's good to have them cool. Somebody's getting way too nitpicky in this relationship, trying to keep the scales balanced. Relationships are never 50-50. I don't care who preaches that relationships are 50-50. Yes, when you do the account summary, this should be 50-50. But some days it's 90-10, other days it's 80-15, some days it's 10-20. So, realize that whoever's doing the nitpicky, tell them take a damn chill pill. Final outcome is the Page of Swords, which shows that you got the relationship in general will be one that continues to explore and take on new tasks, new battles, and it'll be fun. Okay, Jennifer, I hope that helped. I know that was really general and really may not make sense. Hopefully it does. And Emily says they're already talking about using an all-in-one Xmas birthday around New Year's. I've been wanting her not to have a lot of work. I hate doing that work. All right, Kathy, who is 72862, says I went to Airman today for my car accident. Does it come in my favor? This is for the medical money side of it. And my other question, if you have time. Well, I'll need your other question because no, I don't know your other question, Kathy. Sorry, guys, I don't store information. Nitpicky is the Eight of Pentacles. Let me find it here. I'll show it to you. And Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is the one that was up in your reading. See how he's trying to keep the scales all balanced and being really picky about it? And the other one is when someone gets so detailed oriented, the Eight of Pentacles. I call this nitpicky too because they're all about who's doing what and just where. And oh, it took them 4 minutes to reply to this and what they're doing. Yeah, that pops up in relationships too. All right. Elise, I need a birth date, honey. All right. Kathy's back to Kathy. I'm going to reread her question for everyone. I went to the Orange Brush today for my car accident. Does it come in my favor? This is for the medical side of it. And the medical malpractice is the second part of this. Okay, just looking at the medical malpractice, Kathy, nothing's changed with it. It's still moving forward as it should be. All right, so let's look at the car accident one. It does show that it will have to follow traditional rules and guidelines. There is going to be a lawyer that's more diplomatic than what you're used to, which is fine. Judgment will be in your favor. You also need to figure out what you're doing with it. Where is it going? What's the outcome going to be? Granted, this is the medical side. You also have the personal injury side of it. Granted, Jennifer, I love that you have that. Elisa Wasbun, I need your birth date, honey. Would definitely will look at your question. Welcome to the stream. We'll give you a few minutes to get to that and pop that in because I know there's a delay, guys. There's about a 6 to 7 minute delay on things. Well, not 6 minutes, like 30 seconds to a minute. But no, I love the Gilded Tarot. It is my preferred tarot deck. Now, granted, I'm having a short romance with the Witch's Tarot, which I believe I've got the... I don't know if I've got the video out on this one or not. I really like this one. I'm keeping this one. That's how much I like the deck. All right, so Shannon's up. Shannon says, will I shake the creative funk cess for Tig? I've been in anytime soon, or should I just chill and wait? Let's take a look here, Shannon. And Shannon's birth date is 8/26, 8/28/83. Yeah, I got you hooked on the Gilded Tarot, Brenda, as soon as you saw it, because it was like me when I saw it. I was like, oh my God, that's just totally gorgeous. Oh, let's look at this creative funk. What's creating it? Okay. Actually, I think you need to chill, honey. And it's kind of weird. So here's how this plays out, okay? You're trying to find a new balance. You're trying to get that fire heated back up. Problem is you're trying to fit into structure. Like, well, this one doesn't like this, and I don't like doing. You're blocking the flow. You need to Netflix and chill, or as I call it, party it up. 3 cups, relax about it, have fun, be joyous about it. And then we have the Lover's card, which shows that you're going to have to embrace the emotion, the love side of it. Find your passion within it again. I hope that helps you. All right, MG is 2/20/82. Did bad things happen to my brother when he spent time in jail? I'm not trying to be nosy, but I'm worried about his depression. Let's take a look here, MG, and see what's going on there. I'll be blunt. Yes. But I also feel like his depression is connected to more than just what happened in that experience. And when I say I'll be blunt about it, we have the Ace of Swords followed by the Moon. Yeah, bad things happened. It wasn't really good. Now he needs to find his own control with the Magician. to control that, and he also needs to get some guidance. So, MG, these are my recommendations for your brother. He needs counseling yesterday. He needs to be outside at least an hour a day, possibly 2. So that's running, walking, biking. I don't care what it is. Push the boy out of the house. And 3, you gotta, get him some aftercare. Ooh, so y'all, Emily, we'll be talking about that coming up. But Emily says that she got some prelim sketches and went canvas hunting for the Aeson deck project. Things are moving slowly but steadily whenever she gets free time. Awesome. I like that. Take your time with it, honey. I got time. I'm going to be around a while. Just let me know which card you're at so I can go in and write my interpretation of it. But yeah, Emily is cohorting with me. We're looking at creating a joint deck. I love her artwork. I've loved her artwork for a while. It's going to be a while because we ain't rushing the creative process at all. So I'm glad that she's got some preliminary sketches and starting to work on some stuff. And, when things are better, me and her will sit down and have coffee and look at these sketches and paintings because, it's going to be fun. It'll be good. All right. Anything else going on? Any other questions? Not, guys, I'm going to do my Patreon and let you guys have a lovely evening. All right. Oh, yeah, 72 cards is going to be a little crazy. Yeah, it's going to definitely take a while because you're going to be doing the big canvases, and then we're going to reduce them down to the size of the cards because I'm going to make them to where, because I want the cards to fit somebody's hand. Like, these are a little big. Regular cards or tarot cards are a little big. I want them to be playing card size. And artwork, I don't want that rushed at all. I want you to take your time. I mean, if it takes you 6 years to get the Magician done, it takes you 6 years. Let Spirit lead that brush. But no, we'll talk about that when you come on the show here soon. And Emily, it's 78 cards, I believe. But we'll take a look at that. All right. So, guys, as you know, this show is not supported by monetization. It is supported by our Patreons. So we want to give a big thank you to Beverly Walker, Mika G, Mary Winthrop, Brenda Barton, and the Crystal Lotus Shop located at 87 Old Main Plaza in St. Albans, West Virginia. And you guys want to learn about that, learn about it a lot more, you can check out pcspnetwork.com. Yeah, they'll come along and we don't know. It may end up being 84 cards. We could go really classical. And have the High Priestess in there. The High Priestess and the High Priest. We can go very, very classical and have a few others that aren't in tarot anymore, like the Key card. So we'll let the developmental process move along, Emily, and see how it goes. But we'll talk about that more on the show when you come on the show, which I'll be messaging you and double checking everything. All right, guys, you guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope you enjoyed this Aeson Goes Alone, the Psychic Coffee Shop, and sits down with you guys and talks. Yes, I will be taking network calls. I will probably take about 2 hours to get dinner and processing done. And then after that, I will be on King taking calls, or you can always book an appointment through my Facebook page. And I believe it's literally Facebook.com/Aeson Knight. And my appointment booking is there. But you guys have a wonderful evening. We will see you Friday night. And of course, Techie Joe will be with us then. Good night, y'all. Have a good time chilling. And wear a mask, wash your hands. Stay safe. Bye.